Hello and welcome to the Sweaty Startup. This episode is brought to you by Sparrow Websites. Visit launchkits.com/sweaty to get a starter website for your business along with all the tools you need to get found online, including a Google Suite, which includes My Business, Analytics, Google Voice, a lot of awesome stuff. Okay, let's talk about the 80-20 principle. I've been excited about this for a while. This can be applied to everything from how to make decisions in your business to how to choose a place to live. We're going to talk about all that. The 80-20 principle is 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. Okay, 80% of your headaches come from 20% of your activities. It's just a way that it's a grouping of results, outcomes from a small amount of your activity. 20% of the people in the country make 80% of the money. It's all over the place. So let's talk about it from the mindset first of an entrepreneur. Let's apply this to service-based businesses. A good example of this is my brother. He's doing lawn care. He came on the show with episode 119. He talked about how 80% of his profit, 80% of his results come from 20% of his effort. That 20% for him happened to be weed control and fertilization. He makes a lot more per hour, a lot higher output when he does that type of work. So he did that analysis, figured out where he was most profitable, and made some adjustments, made some decisions on that. For me, it was 80% of the headaches in the early days of our business came from 20% of our locations and 20% of our service offerings. We offered shipping, which was actually way less than 20% of our revenue, but it became a huge portion of our headaches, a big problem when it came to customer refunds, wasted time, all that stuff. So as in business early on, you're going to cast a wide net. You're going to offer not only gutter cleaning, but house cleaning and pressure washing and all these other things. Any type of business that you start, you're going to cast a wide net at first to see what sticks. Every year you need to sit back, take a look at what 20% of your activities have generated 80% of your results, 80% of your profit, and so on. And that's called your wheelhouse. Focus on what you do best. Focus on the things that make you the most money. Okay, and a huge part of this is customers. 20% of your customers will produce 80% of your profit. Figure out what those 20% are, who they are, where they are, what types of customers they are, and then design every decision you make in your business around targeting those customers. 80% of your headaches and stressful calls will come from 20% of your customers. Find out who those customers are and fire them. Get them out of your business. You will find that they don't really overlap. Okay, a lot of the customers that are not really making you money will generate 80% of your headaches, 80% of your problems, 80% of your refunds. It goes on and on and on. Okay, so you need to figure out what 20% of your efforts, what 20% of your customers, what 20% of your employees, what 20% of every aspect of your business is generating 80% of your results. Focus on that. Make every decision in your business based on targeting that. Okay, when it's time to get rid of a service, no longer offer it, use the 80-20 analysis to figure out where your profit is, where your headache is. Now, I want to talk about the decision, how I decided where I was going to live, because this was an 80-20 analysis all over the place. My wife and I were in Boston. We were running the business for 5 years and growing it in Boston. We had a baby. We decided we were priced out. We wanted to leave Boston, take the company 100% remote. So what I did actually, and what my wife and I did, is we said, what 20% of our activities bring us 80% of our joy in life? And we made a list. It was craft beer. It was hiking. It was good weather. It was affordable place to live. It was live music. It was yoga. It was good restaurant scene. It was a college town with sports to follow. College football, whatever it is. And we made that list. We decided that those are the things that we loved. And we said, okay, what town could we live in that has all this stuff? And we went and visited 4 towns that had it all and chose the one that we liked best, that was the most affordable. We ended up choosing Athens, Georgia. So you can literally apply this 80-20 principle to everything in life. The people that you hang out with. 80% of your joy as a person will come from spending time with 20% of your friends. 80% of your headache and your stress and your gossip and your problems and drama will come from 20% of your friends. Fire those friends just like you fire your customers. Okay, I don't mean to get too philosophical about life, but these other things are a big part of this stuff. So, yeah, this is the type of thing that you need to be looking at every year, analyzing, and spend more time doing the things that are high value. So 20% of your efforts as an entrepreneur will also come and generate 80% of the results. So when you spend your time doing the things in quadrant 2, talked about it in the last episode, the stuff that's urgent or that's not urgent and is very important, the stuff that could easily be procrastinated that 80% of entrepreneurs don't do, if you spend your time doing that stuff, you're going to be very, very successful. And that might be building out processes for those employees to follow. It might be the training videos. It might be recruiting key employees. It might be simplifying the job so that the employees can do it better. It might be sales. You need to figure out what you do that generates the most results for you and follow that stuff. It's that simple. So that's it. That's all I got to say. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, though. You heard him come on the show. You heard Adam at Sparrow Websites come on the show a couple episodes back and talk about his launch kits. These things are awesome. I'm getting amazing feedback from people who literally 5 days after they sign up with Adam, they have a fully functional website. They have Google My Business location. They have Google Analytics installed on their website. They have a form builder where they can tweak and they can write content. It's literally all there. For $450, you can get started. It's that first step, very low cost first step to getting into entrepreneurship. Visit launchkits.com/sweaty. Check that out. And listen, spend your time doing this 20% of the work that generates 80% of the results. It could be doing the Max Maher sales strategy, where you go around and try to find a bunch of businesses that refer you, that can refer you clients, and focus on finding them and build those relationships. So I got a couple other, notes here of just, my fear with all this, my fear with this sweaty startup. And some people have been asking me this stuff when Jim Flannery came on the show, and him and I actually disagreed on a lot of the direction in which entrepreneurs should go. My fear is that people are going to start these service businesses. People are going to start power washing, cleaning gutters, washing houses, whatever it is. And they're going to wake up 10 years later and they're not going to have crossed that, bridge that gap into having a scalable business, having anything worth it. And it's true. I mean, 80% of the profit is made by 20% of businesses. 20% of businesses will reap all the reward. 8 out of 10 of you will probably not get there. But my goal is to give you the tools that if you're listening to this, hopefully shift that a little bit and give you the tools to work on that stuff that's high value, work on the stuff that other businesses are not doing, and actually cross over to hiring employees, to building a scalable business. And this principle is a really great way to think about things, a really great way to make decisions. So I hope you will take it seriously and learn a little bit from it. So I want to talk about sales, and the next episode that I'm going to recommend, at the end of every episode, I'm going to try to recommend a different show to watch. But basically, Oren Klaff came on the Sweaty Startup. I'm going to Google what. Google what episode that is so you can check it out. Number 82. Episode 82, Oren Klaff came on and he talked about how to frame a sales interaction when you're talking to a customer. It's an awesome listen. So go back and check out episode 82, and that'll give you another little bit more content if you're liking what you hear. And as always, give me a review. I'm going to ask you, very rarely ask you for a review, but on iTunes, if you'll leave a review for the Sweaty Startup, I'd be really appreciative of that. And have a profitable day. We'll talk to you soon.